1 second, y'all. All right, Mecca is sinking. Let me go back to my playlist.
Mark, that witnesses.
Here we go. All right. This is in, I believe, Los Angeles.
Mark, that witness says that her small group of pro-Israel supporters were targeted by those counter-protesters. The Ventura County Sheriff's Department now investigating if this violent and deadly incident was a hate crime. Paramedics rushed to help 69-year-old Paul Kessler, who is Jewish, after being hit in the head and knocked to the ground by a counter-protester at dueling pro-Israel and pro-Palestinian demonstrations. A witness who doesn't want to be identified says it was a heated confrontation.
They were both on an even ground, and they were yelling at each other, and then the man brought his megaphone up and hit Paul, and Paul went down.
Kessler was bandaged up and rushed to the hospital, where authorities say he died from his blunt force head injury. His death ruled a homicide.
It never should come to this. I mean, people could state their opinions and things like that, but it should never end up in we have a funeral coming up of someone that simply went to wave an Israeli flag.
The deadly encounter happened Sunday afternoon at Thousand Oaks as the two sides gathered on opposite corners at Westlake Boulevard and Thousand Oaks Boulevard. Witnesses say members of the pro-Palestinian group came over to them and began antagonizing the group when it suddenly turned violent.
I couldn't believe it. I thought he was out of his mind to do something so physical like that.
The man witnesses identify as the suspect can be seen giving deputies his version of what happened. The Ventura County Sheriff's Department now investigating if the deadly encounter was a hate crime.
It is a hate crime. There's no question about it. If they wouldn't have come over and tried to provoke us, then this wouldn't have happened.
The Ventura County Sheriff's Department is set to hold a press conference tomorrow morning about the case, the very same day that Paul Kessler will be laid to rest.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown.
Yep. So Paul Kessler, dirt and worms. Now listen, the thing about it, right? Like Israel is bombing churches, schools, ambulances, everything that they can think of over there in Gaza. And those Israelis honestly believe like this is a internet generation. Even no matter how old they are, they think they can say and do whatever they want and there'll be no consequences. So if you go out there and you're pro-Israeli when your people are clearly destroying Hamas and the Palestinians, the Ishmaelites, right? It could be deadly. And that guy got hit in the head with a bullhorn. You see, he was bleeding out his mouth, so his brain was bruised and bleeding and everything. And he did not make it. You know, Paul Kessler did not make it. He woke up that morning, Sunday, thought it'd be a good idea to go out there and wave his Israeli flag, and he died as a result. Now, the reason why we're putting this up there as current events, because it doesn't really happen that much. You know what I mean? It seems these Amalekites have, a hedge around them where, they seem to be doing whatever they want to do. Like I said, the Palestinians have rocks, they have bombs, and, to touch an Israeli is, like he said, she was scared to death. The lady being interviewed they showed her hand, because they're in fear. She was saying, it's a hate crime, it's a hate crime. And of course, the Israeli lobby is calling up the DA and the mayor and the governor, and they're like, they have to put this guy, make an example of him because they cannot be touching our precious Israeli Amalekite demons, But as we can see, he was able to get touched. And as we're going to see in the future, more of them are going to be getting touched because the Most High seems to have took that hedge away from them. You know what I mean? And At this point, was it October 7th? Hamas went in there and slaughtered 1,400 of them and took like about 200 plus for the kidnap, and uses leverage to let their people out or whatever like that. So that hedge is going with the wind, and it's amazing to see. It is amazing to see. All right. Now, of course, another video, and it is of a younger, this guy was 80, this child was 6. But at the same time, I know Israel's like, oh my goodness, why would you say something like that? It's just a kid. It's only a child. But in the words of Nat Turner, that child's going to grow up to be just like them. You understand? And Nat Turner was not riding with nobody that wasn't, that held his sword back from blood. He said, hold on, why do I hear a baby crying? They're like, oh, we can't kill the baby. It's a baby. He said that baby's going to grow up and be just like them. And was he lying? Because that was what, 1850s, 1860s, something like that, when Nat Turner took his ride. And has anything changed? It's 2023. Has anything changed since then? So it's not like the generations that grew up end up being decent human beings. Not at all. Still the same demons, devils that their ancestors or their fathers and grandfathers were. Okay. So we're going to get 1 Samuel 14 and 20. And of course, it's the 80-year-old man, the 6-year-old, it's going to keep on going. It's going to keep on escalating. It's not going to stop. And you see that video where HOI UK and the brothers were out there bringing it out. You got Eve in the crowd talking about free Palestine. And if you're joined with them, you also are going to be thrust through. Thus save the Holy Bible, thus save the Lord. All right, let's bring that out. 1 Samuel 14, verse 20.
This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 14, and verse 20. And Saul and all the people that were with him assembled themselves, and they came to the battle. And behold, every man's sword was against his fellow, and there was a very great discomfiture.
So talking about this battle with the Philistines, right? And one thing that the Most High does often is that he'll have people, our enemies, killing themselves, killing each other. You know what I mean? Talk about it in Chronicles 20th chapter. It happens a lot. You know what I'm saying? And it's happening now, So with this, watch our enemies. This guy's the landlord. This it's not really old news. You know what I'm saying? We got to get out that thinking like, oh, that's old news. That happened like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Nothing's old. You might have heard it. Some people might not have heard it, but it kind of made its rounds. But it's our enemies killing each other, and that heightens the tension between them. So when they go out and they protest, they're thinking about, hey, that guy, that Israeli just killed a child, and when Israelis go out, they're thinking that I gotta watch myself because these Palestinians just killed old man Herschel, whatever his name is, So hold on, let's get to this video. And that just ratchets up the intensity of these protest marches till we're going to have full-fledged riots. All right.
Now to rising tensions back in the U.S. as federal authorities have opened a hate crime investigation into the horrific stabbing death of a 6-year-old Palestinian-American boy. His mother was also stabbed but survived. Stephanie Gosk has late details.
Today, a mosque in Illinois filled with mourners for 6-year-old Wadiyah Al-Fayumi, a Palestinian-American boy stabbed along with his mother in their home, police say, just because they were Muslim. Hanan Shaheen survived. Her son did not. Wadia's father is in shock.
It's like a dream. I still didn't believe my son is gone.
The family's landlord, 71-year-old Joseph Zuba, is accused of first-degree murder and hate crimes and has not entered a plea.
This heinous crime did not take place in a vacuum. Over the past 10 days, Palestinians, Arabs, Muslim Americans have been subjected to a hateful, hostile campaign.
As the funeral was being held, the mosque was also on guard with heavy security because they fear their community could be targeted again.
People are afraid. I'm afraid to leave my house. I don't know if there's going to be some maniac who doesn't know any better.
The FBI says it is seeing an increase in rhetoric targeting both Muslim and Jewish people. Law enforcement has ramped up security at places of worship. Since Hamas terrorists attacked Israel, the Anti-Defamation League says there have been at least 91 anti-Semitic incidents nationwide, 7 assaults, 20 incidents of vandalism, and 64 of harassment. FBI Director Christopher Wray speaking out against hate crimes over the weekend.
The targeting of a community because of their faith is totally unacceptable.
The FBI also warns that terror organizations may use this time to stage attacks here in the U.S., warning that the terror threat is ongoing and evolving.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news at
Okay, so Muslims are scared. The Israelis are scared. The Israelites are scared of the Most High God. We fear the Most High God. Not what man can do. What can man do? You know what I'm saying? It's the Most High God that he'll take out the body and the soul. You understand? So, you know, Muslims are scared to go outside. And the so-called Jewish, the Israelis, right? The Amalekites that are living in our land, they have a worldwide like ban on the world, like their country, you know, their leaders in their country said you're not safe anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So it's best you just come on home, because if you go anywhere in the world, they're gunning for you. So I think it's like a worldwide travel ban on Israelis. Like, not they can't go, we just do not recommend you go anywhere because people are going to use you for you know, target practice. You understand? So but you know what though? You look at it like that, they're scared, they don't know if something bad's going to happen to them. Well, welcome to our world. You know, those curses are looking great on you guys. You know what I'm saying? Continue to try them on. Also Ishmael, you know, because the sub-Saharan slave trade, we're like, well, what did Ishmael do? They're getting oppressed in their land. First off, it ain't their land. And they know it ain't their land because the Canaanites were living in that land. You know, as the Philistines, right? And they got them out of there. But that's our land promised by the Most High God. We got the promise. That's our land. And since we're not there, it's going to be trouble, you know, a lot of trouble. Or it's going to continue to be trouble. So before we get into the free Palestine and they're oppressed too, oh well. They'll be all right. Okay. Well, they won't be all right, but you know what I'm saying. All right, let's go to Psalm chapter 148, verse 8. And we're going to talk about China. I want to let this video play out. China's looking rough over there. And don't forget about China. Do not forget about China, because in this time period when Iran jumps in, you know, China and Iran have a deal economically and I believe militarily. Like, they have each other's back for 25 years. They got like a 25-year contract. And Russia gets cheap oil from Iran. You know what I mean? even though Russia, of course, they produce their own and everything like that, but their sanctions and everything like that. So the sanctioned countries get together, and that's pretty much BRICS. You know what I mean? Not everybody's sanctioned, like South Africa, I don't believe is sanctioned, but Russia, China, these are sanctioned countries from the United States and Iran, of course, and they all got together like, well, we don't need you anymore. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much what's going on. So figuring that the United States has all these weapons and warships in that region, it's not just for Gaza. Like Gaza is like the least of their problems. Hamas is the least of their problems. They got their tunnels and everything like that. But, when you look at Iran, who, they make missiles. Iran makes weapons. That's one reason America can't stand them, because they don't have to go to America to get anything. They make their own, and they could sell it to whoever they want. Of course, there's sanctions, so some people don't want to touch it, but at the same time, they're doing all right. So once they get involved, then, and America strikes them, now China's able to either get involved in that situation, or can they just go invade Taiwan? Is America going to stop what they're doing over there in the Middle East, stop what they're doing over there in Ukraine, and go help Taiwan? You can see how this is ancient Rome all over again. They are stretching themselves too thin. The recruiting process, you know what I'm saying? If you ever watched a recruiting video with the United States, they have, well, I used to be a man and now I'm a soldier. I used to be a woman and I transitioned into, you know what I'm saying? Like they got trainings, all types of crazy stuff in the United States Army. And if you're growing up, like, I want to be a Marine, I want to be an Army, you look at this, dilapidated armed forces, and you're saying, I don't want nothing to do with that. So recruitment is down. That's why everybody's talking about the draft. You know what I'm saying? They have to bring the draft back, because if they get involved in the Middle East, they're already got their foot, in Ukraine, and they also have the potential to get involved in Taiwan. So the draft could be returning. You know what I'm saying? More than likely, it will be returning. And anytime they're like, well, they talked to John Kirby, or they talked to Lloyd Austin. They said, or talked to Joe Biden, said there's no draft. Never believe anything they say, because if we could easily go back in time just off of YouTube, the stuff that they said 1 minute and then 2 minutes later, it's complete opposite. Okay. So keep that in mind with the draft. All right, so let's bring that out. Psalm chapter 148, verse 8.
You said 148 and 8?
Time.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 148 and verse 8. Fire and hail, snow and vapor, my bad. Stormy wind fulfilling his word.
All praise side. Now, let's get the next video. All right. This is China, as Trump eloquently puts it. Isn't that crazy how one candidate nobody likes, he's giving every tax dollar to Ukraine, everything else goes to Israel. He could barely walk up the steps, barely walk over stage, can't sit by his bike, can't walk down the steps. He's doing bad, right? And he has problems with, looking into his financing with Ukraine and China. So he ain't doing too good himself on the law side to begin with. And then the other candidate for president, he was just on the stand, like taking the stand in one of his many cases. America is finished. It's over. All right. It's just playing things out. We're just watching it sink. This is like a giant Andre the Giant gets hit in the head by Hulk Hogan and is just falling down slowly, but falling nevertheless. Okay, so let's check out what's happening in China. In China.
On Monday, November 6th, Heilongjiang province in northeastern China was hit by an unrelenting snowstorm, creating a widespread crisis of epic proportions. This extreme weather event, deemed one of the most severe in recent history, has left buildings in ruins and streets frozen, prompting an urgent response from authorities. The snowstorm's impact has been monumental, causing the closure of major highways throughout the province. Transportation ground to a halt as roads became treacherous and virtually impassable. Additionally, airports across the region were forced to cancel flights, leaving countless travelers stranded and facing logistical nightmares. In an effort to prioritize the safety of students and educators, schools in Heilongjiang, as well as neighboring Liaoning and Inner Mongolia provinces, made the difficult decision to suspend classes. The heavy snowfall made commuting to schools perilous, leading to this preventive measure. On Monday evening, a stadium in Jianyusi, a city in Heilongjiang province, collapsed, trapping 3 individuals inside. Local authorities in Hunan County, where the stadium is located, acted promptly by cordoning off the area and launching an extensive rescue operation. Initial reports suggest that the weight of the accumulated snow on the stadium's roof was a significant factor in the collapse.
The
National Meteorological Center issued a dire warning, indicating that this snowfall event is likely to break through historical records for this time of year. This forecast portends ongoing and potentially escalating challenges in the days to come. The primary meteorological cause behind this intense snowstorm is the convergence of cold and warm air masses. A powerful warm and humid air mass transported an excessive amount of moisture from the Bohai Sea and the Yellow Sea to the northeast region, resulting in an unprecedented level of precipitation. The consequences of the snowstorm have been catastrophic. Footage showed an unending.
There you got Most High got them crawling. They can't even stand up. They fall right down with a high wind. Unbelievable, but believable. Let's keep going.
Line of stranded trucks extending for over a kilometer outside Harbin, the provincial capital of Heilongjiang. Faced with the severity of the situation, China's weather authorities issued an orange alert, signifying the second highest level on their 4-tier scale. The snowstorm is not a fleeting disturbance. It is anticipated to persist throughout the upcoming week, impacting not only Heilongjiang, but also other regions in China, including North China and South China.
Throwing around like rag dolls. But it ain't over yet. It's gonna be like this most of the week.
In response to the consecutive temperature drops, Beijing and Tianjin initiated central heating from Monday midnight, providing essential warmth for residents during the winter season.
I wonder if they're going to use their artificial sun. Boom.
Weather China website has issued a public advisory emphasizing the need for vigilance regarding the adverse effects of heavy snowfall on production and daily life. They specifically urge the elderly, children, and individuals with weaker physical constitutions to limit their outdoor activities in these challenging weather conditions. Local authorities in various regions have put into action measures aimed at mitigating the impact of this heavy snowfall. Their commitment to ensuring public safety and minimizing disruptions to daily life remains unwavering. The unfolding crisis in Heilongjiang is a stark reminder of the critical importance of preparedness and resilience in the face of extreme weather events. Communities are coming together to confront the formidable challenges posed by this relentless snowstorm, displaying the resilience and determination of the people of northeastern China in the face of adversity. As the region grapples with the aftermath of this devastating snowstorm, the urgency of response and the solidarity of the community are at the forefront of the recovery effort. In the face of immense challenges, the strength and determination of the people in Heilongjiang and beyond are shining through as they work tirelessly to rebuild and recover.
In Nashville, a college community shaken.
Whoa, I don't want to jump the gun there. That's a whole nother story. Yeah, so China ain't doing too good right now. They're kind of stuck. Apparently, they don't know what salt trucks are. Maybe not used to all that snow. Apparently, it collapsed a gym or something like that, a stadium, and you can see you had LeBron James and all the Israelite basketball players on their wall because they know who's the gods of the earth, and they can't do what we can do. You know what I mean? But apparently the Most High is vexing them, and they're tripping all over themselves. They had to close the schools. You know, China, they go to school 14 months out of the year. You know what I'm saying? But apparently they said they had to make the tough decision of closing the school. Yeah, because the buses ain't going nowhere. And apparently people can't walk on that ice. And there's no salt trucks. But as we just read in Psalm 48, and 8. Snow, got stormy wind, fulfilling his word. You know what I'm saying? So all praise to the Most High. China, Moab, you got to deal with that. It is what it is. Now, let's get Job 20 and 22. Because, I mean, Moab is very proud. Very proud. He comes to our neighborhoods with the most diabolical, disgusting food you can imagine. I don't know if you have Chinese stores in your neighborhoods, you got to look for a delivery truck. It's hardly ever there. You know what I mean? They have little white trucks that have little box trucks or sometimes like vans or whatever. I don't know where they're coming from. I don't know what food distribution sites they have, but there are reports, not even reports, there's video of them in having boxes of dog in the box. This is in Philly. And you could tell because we're like, yo, what's that joint right there? You could hear you can tell through the language where this place is at. And it was in Philadelphia. And there was literally a dog, and they saw them filming. They tried to hurry up and they dropped the carton, or they dropped the box. And he's like, yo, that's a dog in there. And it's like, it's a frozen dog. All the hair was off them. So they're feeding us dog, rat, cat, whatever they got. You know what I'm saying? And it's messing us up, messing our bodies up. They're in our neighborhood. So it's like, damn, where am I gonna go? If you're in a food desert and you ain't got a car, you ain't got access to go downtown or go somewhere to get some food, you're almost stuck, in that situation where you gotta eat that garbage. And they have rice that's made of like plastic. It's not even real rice, it's plastic. And they feed that to us. You know what I'm saying? And they don't eat that stuff. You talk to it's brothers that actually, talk to them like, yo, let me ask you something. Do you eat that stuff you feed us? They say, hell no, I don't eat that. You know what I mean? I care about my body. I care about what I cook. You know what I mean? We give y'all anything. The grease, they never change the grease. So all types of pork, shrimp, crabs, or whatever floating around in that grease. You try and get some chicken wings. You got pork fried, shrimp fried chicken wings, man. You know what I'm saying? So when bad things happen to Moab, I'm all for that. I approve this message, the Wada Abba. Okay. Now let's go to Esau. We got Amalek out the way. Amalek got hit in the head with a bullhorn. We got Ishmael out the way. They got knifed up, gutted up, right? And Moab's in dire needs and restraints and everything. But let's get Esau. Not even just Esau, She-Saw. She was on her way. She-Saw was on her way to college. She was doing good. Everybody was happy to see her go. And the Mossad took her like that, in a heartbeat, in a flash, if you will. All right. And let's talk about it. Let's go to Job chapter 20 and verse 22.
This is the book of Job, chapter 20 and verse 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
You think you're doing good? Got some problems. Keep going.
Come. Verse 23. When he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating.
While he's doing good. Most High God's going. Can you turn down the background? Cause I hear the feedback.
It's it's my TV loud. I got my TV up loud.
Yeah. You turn it down.
Hold on.
Can you hear me?
That's better.
Testing.
That's better.
Well, if you turn it down, you on the call, so you can hear me. You know what I mean? You don't need it unless you like filming or something, taping.
That's better.
Testing. There we go. All praises. Still feedback.
So I'm just gonna turn my TV off.
All right.
I got you. I got you mirroring in my TV on my phone, and that's what it is, so I can hear better. But all right.
All right, let's go with verse 23 one more time.
This is the book of Job, chapter 20 and verse 23. When he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating.
So while he's doing good, everything's looking on the up and up. It's a beautiful life. Not for you, it's not. Okay. So, like it says, in the fullness of his efficiency, he shall be in straits. It's gonna be a rough time. You thinking everything's good, hey, it's gonna go bad. Okay, let's go to verse 24.
Verse 24. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through.
Flee from the iron weapon, and the bow still gonna strike him through. All right. Let's go to verse 25.
Verse 25. It is drawn and cometh out of the body. The glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him.
You're not safe anywhere, Esau. You're not safe anywhere. What are you gonna do? Where are you gonna go? You're gonna go to the bottom of the ocean and see the Titanic and get crushed by the weight of the water? Are you gonna go to Mars on Elon Musk's rocket that's gonna explode 4 minutes after takeoff? Where can you go? You're gonna go back in the caves? You might as well. But even then, it's like Red and Amos, we're gonna grab you up out of those caves. Not now, in due time.
Rocky.
Go ahead.
You said Amos. I was about to pull it out there, but can you go ahead and get that Amos 5:19?
Sure.
Because you had said something earlier when you were talking about Trump and Biden, and it made me think of that verse.
Sure.
Amos.
Go ahead, King.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 5 and verse 19. As if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or went into the house, and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him.
There's nowhere you can go. There's nowhere. There's all this. The way this is set up, you're gonna have Esau coming at you. You're gonna have the Russians coming at you. You have China coming at you. It's the day of the Lord. Where can you go? What can you do? Well, what we can do is follow law, statutes, commandments in the Bible. What can Esau and the heathen and other nations do? Man, just wait for it. It's, you might get hit in the head with a bullhorn. You might get knifed up by your daggone landlord. Or like this video, this is like, how did that happen? Well, the Most High, I don't know if it's 6 million ways to die, 60 million ways to die, but Most High got them all lined up. Okay. Matter of fact, you read the next verse 20.
Verse 20. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness, and not light, even very dark, and no brightness in it?
Yeah, Amos like, listen, man, you don't want this. You know what I'm saying? You don't want this smoke. It's going to be a rough day. You're like, oh, I want the end of the world. Amos like, oh, well, be careful what you ask for. You know what I mean? I bring it up probably every time I talk now. Peru is dealing with a situation right now. There are face peelers out there that are cutting people's face off, and they're coming off of chariots. And I know what you're saying. They debunked that. No, they didn't. They lied to us. They said the Navy went in there and they did an investigation. Esau went down there. Esau, I'm gonna hop on a plane. I'm gonna find out what's going on, right? Because he used to live down in that area. Because he's like Indiana Jones. He goes where he unwanted and probably take stuff that it's not his. So he goes down there. He knows like the language and everything. And he asked him. He's like, "Did the Navy come down here?" He's like, "No, Navy didn't show up." A couple cops came up and did a half behind investigation and left and said, "Yeah, those are farmers that want y'all out." And they're like, "Yeah, we know what farmers look like, and we've been shooting at these dudes, and the bullets been bouncing off of them, and they've been disappearing and just cutting people's face off." So imagine that, but everywhere. You know what I mean? We had a sister.
This shit going on right now in Peru.
A sister came out and was we first came into HY Philly, had a dream. And she was having a dream about like these angels that, they don't, you say, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatah. And they're like, what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? Like now you go on the streets, you can say that and be like, I don't want to hear that. But it's going to be some angels that are like, that's not doing nothing. You know what I mean? I'm sent by Yahweh Shem Yahshua. So what are you talking about? You know what I mean? And, people are getting their face cut off in Peru, and it is happening on a nightly basis. So, the day of the Lord is darkness and not light. When those lights go out, every man for himself. So they not running around, but they going around protecting their villages with guns that don't help anyway. And after a while, it should start eventually, it weighs on you. You know what I mean? The stress, the tension, the fact that you're up all hours of the night. They're not able to harvest their crops. They're not able to make, go hunting for food and stuff that they need protection and stuff like that. And you're like, hold up, hey, Peru, aren't they Israelites as well? Yeah. But 2/3 got to go. Who knows who's to 2/3? You know what I mean? And who knows who is indigenous and who is not, who is Spaniard. Either way you look at it, when the lights go out, it's going to get rough. All right. So that's why we're doing what we're doing now. So when the lights go out, we have some level of protection that we ain't got to worry about that stuff. All right.
That's what I've been telling my sons, the same thing.
Yeah, because it's going to get very bad. And if you don't believe me, check out Peru. Check it out. They don't talk about it. Anything that Esau is not talking about, people are like, oh man, that's Operation Blue Beam. Esau not talking about this. So how is it Operation Blue Beam? He's not gearing up for anything. This is what's happening now on the ground. Okay. Keep that in mind.
Salakia.
Go ahead.
Salakia, when it get bad like that, we was in the other room, Shalom room, talking about how me and the other ladies, we're going to go run and steal all the RVs we can. We're going to bring all the women and we're going to steal all the RVs and just pick up all of Israel and take them to the wilderness and just run over every Edomite we see.
Hey, I ain't going to tell you what to do. I ain't tell you what not to do.
We're going to take them RVs.
But yeah, it's, And then that time period, EMT attack, not EMT, what's it called? EMP, electronic. I can't think of the acronym for it, but you know what I mean? Russia hit one of them things out, and every car that's not run by gas or has an engine that has a computer to it is you. You know what I mean? One thing we gotta do is really depend on the Most High. That's the key. You can have an angel come pick you up and take you anywhere you want. Just like Habakkuk was brought to Daniel when he was in the lion's den. He's like, I don't know how to get to Babylon. Where do you want me to go? He said, oh, don't worry about that. Just give me that food. Give it to him. He's sitting in the lion's den. Boom. He's eating. The lions is not eating. And, that's the power of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that time period is coming. Everybody have a thought pattern. Like it's possibility we be pilgrims on the land. So keep that thought process. The light goes out. What am I going to do? Where am I going to go? What's going to happen next? All right, and lean on Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. But let's where are we at it? Did we read down to we read down to 25. Okay. Next video. Get Esau. Esau, man. Life was good, life was good, life was good, and life ain't so good. Especially for the Edomites. All right, here we go.
In Nashville, a college community shaken after a student was killed by a stray bullet. Now questions about why the suspect was released from custody this year. Here's Blaine Alexander.
Oh my, you have been so. At Belmont University in Nashville, gun violence has hit home. Police say 18-year-old freshman Jillian Ludwig was walking on a track in a park when nearby 29-year-old Shaquille Taylor started shooting at a passing car. One of those bullets hit Jillian. She was rushed to the hospital and later died.
Do you know how unlucky we know it's not luck, right? We're not talking about luck, but just the size of a bullet, the size of the track, 1 foot this way, 1 inch that way. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like we're not, like I was saying, I'm not talking about luck, you know what I mean? But as far as the world goes, to be in the wrong place at the wrong time to catch a straight bullet, unbelievable. But this is the way the Most High is operating, you know what I mean? The hedge is no longer available. Let's keep going.
A music business major from New Jersey, Jillian loved running and playing the bass, according to the university.
It's hard to believe. She's gone only 6 weeks in college and rising star.
Now, grief is mixing with outrage.
I would put this squarely in the category of preventable gun violence.
According to the Nashville District Attorney's Office, Taylor was prosecuted in April for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, but deemed incompetent to stand trial. His charges were dismissed, and he was released from custody a month later.
It is.
So the question remains, right? You see, obviously that's Jake, right? And like, damn, Jake, you messing up. Who was Jake shooting at? I don't know. Like, okay, I wasn't there. I don't think they're ever going to bring it out. But if I was a betting man, Jake was probably shooting at Jake, because that's the only people that Jake shoot at anyway. And the Most High had to use one of his bullets to kill his damn enemy. You understand? So, you know, Jake, he was arrested for another aggravated assault, you know, with a pistol or something like that. Who was Jake shooting at? How did they get down in Nashville? You know what I mean? Did they realize that, okay, our ancestors were enslaved by these people not too long ago, so we're going to stick together? Or are they just shooting each other? You know? Now, I don't have that information, but if I was a betting man,
It's worth looking at the gap that exists between someone who is deemed incompetent to stand trial and yet winds up then in a place where they can be on the streets, untreated and armed.
Tonight, Taylor remains in jail. Jillian's family is remembering her as creative, compassionate, fearless, and on the cusp of so many successes, writing, "She was senselessly robbed of those opportunities, and we will miss her dearly every day." Blaine Alexander, NBC News.
Thanks for watching.
6 weeks. She was there 6 weeks, and the Most High said, nope, you coming back in a box. Okay. And that's what happened to Jillian, or whatever her name was, from New Jersey. Okay. Moving on. We're going to get Luke 21:8. And this is going to be the last video. All right. This is a amazing video. Look at it, you know, especially when he does different check out the video when he does different like filters, you know what I mean, with the camera, and you're gonna see you can see it more in detail. All right. When you say angels in the outfield, right? You heard that? Angels in the outfield, angels in the sky. Check them out. Look very angelic, very amazing, beautiful. And hopefully it revive anything that's, going on with you. You know what I mean? This is crazy. I don't know when it's going to happen, and this, that, and the third. Life is rough, which it is, not trying to make light of it. But when you start to see these things happen, you got to look up. Okay. Let's bring that out. Luke 21 and 28.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 21 and verse 28. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh.
God, look on up, because a lot of people are saying, you look up for, about 10 minutes, you're going to see some things. You're like, hold up, is that a plane? And then it starts going one way and it starts going the other way. You're like, oh, that's not a plane, because planes usually have a direction that they're going to. You know what I mean? You might see lights flashing. You're like, yeah, that's a plane. And then it might switch up the flashing faster or slower. And you're like, do planes do that? Nah, they don't. So you're looking at something else. And they a lot of reports of chariots in the sky. But this is something special. Now you check me out. You let me know what you think about this. This right here. I'm trying to line it up.
Deanna, this video also has narration of a unusual light moving through the nighttime sky above Louisiana. We'll come back and check those out here in just a moment. I also have some bonus video footage and photos to share with you guys as well. But first, last night, just a few hours ago, there were just a moment. I also have.
Notice it says the solar flare, right? Right there. 144. Just pointing that one out. And look at Ted Nugent's. He says like a mothership. Look at that cloud. Quote, cloud.
Have some bonus video footage and photos to share with you guys as well. But first, last night, just a few hours ago, there was a very large 5.3 super shallow, 4.6 miles deep earthquake in western Texas. If you guys happen to feel that earthquake that occurred a few hours ago, leave a comment down below in the comment section. Coming over here to the homepage of the website, today's feature photo was sent in by Ted Nugent. It goes back to June 30th of 2023. Looks like a big mothership cloud up in the sky. I would say that's above Texas or Oklahoma. Not sure, but that is one cool photo. Checking in on the GOES X-Ray Flux over here at the Space Weather Prediction Center. All quiet in the last 24 hours. Schumann resonance the same way. Not too much going on in the last 12. Glowing cloud, either at sunrise or sunset, above Fort Myers Beach, Florida, just a few days ago. And you can see them.
Fast forward a little bit, y'all. Look at this. This is out of UK. Speaking of
Philip Wilson, speaking of discoveries, this was sent in by Be Happy out of the United Kingdom. He discovered this meteorite here a few days ago. Here's one photo of the meteorite, and here's yet another one. That is a classic meteorite discovered in the United Kingdom by Be Happy. Thanks for sharing. Really appreciate that. I want to take you guys now to Warren, Ohio. This video has narration. You're going to see what looked like a long row of angelic beings. That's what they're being described as in the daytime sky. This video has narration, and here we go.
Yeah. They look like angels. Yeah, yeah. Especially those two right there. Yeah. I think this is a sign. It stops right there. That's weird. Look at that. Yep. Does look like angels. That angel looks like it's going to hit that one. That one's moving down, and the other two are looking at it. It's messed up. Oh, they keep video. We're all staying the same distance. Yeah, it's like, yeah, weird. I want to keep recording this, but my arm's getting tired.
Isn't that wild? And notice they were in a straight row, an entire row of what looked like angelic beings in the daytime sky. And here's a modified version of the original video. Check this one out here in the center. The shape stayed the same. In fact, they all stayed the same, but this one right here had some sort of a unique vertical, what looks like a long rectangle or something in the middle of it. You can see 45-degree angles at the top and bottom of this darker feature in the center of what looks like an angelic being in the daytime sky. And there's a long row of these things. Every once in a while, we'll get photos or video of maybe one or two spotted in the daytime sky. This is an entire row that just appeared out of nowhere. They don't move during the entire length of the video. This is a modified version. Here's yet another modified version. You can get a little better look at these things that were hanging around in the daytime sky above Warren, Ohio, just a few days ago. Isn't that cool? And again, every once in a while, we'll get a stray photo or a video of what looks like maybe an angelic being in the daytime sky. It's open to interpretation, but what we've got going on here is in an entirely different league, not just one. There are several. In fact, I don't know how many there are, probably 24 in a straight line in the daytime sky above Warren, Ohio. And they all have the same features. They're all vertical. They're not moving. They don't change shape at all. They're not being influenced by the wind. They remain perfectly still in the daytime sky above Warren, Ohio. Excellent video, guys. Really appreciate that. Thanks for sharing. I want to take you guys now to Marrero, Louisiana. This video also has narration. And
okay, so yeah, the Marrero, Louisiana. It's another chariot in the sky, but they send the videos to him, and there's a lot of material. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things in the sky, a lot of chariots in the sky. So keep that in mind. It's all going down. Okay. So now let's get to the lesson. All right, faith. Something we need. Something we call need more of. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, I got faith. You probably could need a little bit more faith. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like a destination, it's a journey of building your faith, of constantly building your faith. Why? Because Israel requires a sign. Israel's like, let me see a chariot, let an angel come down and sit in my living room and have a conversation with me. You know? And if it doesn't happen within 2 minutes, like, oh, I'm done. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. And listen, we need a more level of faith. That, you know, do we have to see something to have faith? Do we have to experience some things to have faith? You know, could you take the word of all our ancestors about the things that they've seen and experienced and have and garner some faith out of that? Hopefully so. You know what I mean? So, you know, just because you haven't seen the chariot, haven't talked to an angel, haven't, you know, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Does that mean that, you know, your faith should be lacking? Not at all. Look what's going on. Because for the most part, you can see the things that are happening. You can see that the daggone FBI is investigating what's it called? Phenolin, whatever, you know, whatever that drug is, fentanyl, fentanyl that's you know, got passed around to different places in the electional the you know, during this election. All right. And that's pretty bad. You know, you start getting into some third world type stuff. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be first world, you know, United States of America. But, you know, can't even have an election without Esau running up into the damn Capitol. Can't have an election without fentanyl being put in envelopes and dished around to people. You understand? One of the people that are running for president has like 91 open cases right now. You know what I mean? Felonies. You know what I'm saying? Start to look at things like God's like taking this thing down, isn't he? 5.3 earthquake in Texas. You know what I'm saying? That's not a normal place where earthquakes occur. You know what I'm saying? There's earthquakes in various places. Jamaica had a 5.7 magnitude earthquake along with aftershocks. Chile, Ecuador, Guatemala all had earthquakes recently. In the middle of the ocean, I can't think of the exact spot what it was called, but it's like a 7.0 earthquake. So there's earthquakes in diverse places. What other prophecies do you need? The sword is swinging wherever you go, wherever there's people in the United States, that sword is swinging. I should have put this up there as a current event. The tranny, right? The guy, girl, he, she that shot up Covington School, manifesto was released. A part of the manifesto was released, and she said, "I can't wait to kill these crackers." And Esau started going crazy, like, "That's why I didn't release it, because they're talking about killing crackers." But at the same time, she's white. She herself is a cracker. And she's like, "I'm trying to kill these little and she went to a school, like, and killed like 6-year-olds and stuff, like little privileged children, da da da. She went to the school. That's her old school. If anybody's privileged, you went to that school. So are you not privileged? But that spirit done jumped on her, he, whatever, and it was a female. So jumped on her, and she shot up a school and killed kids. And a manifesto came out, and she is deeply racist. She is a racist against her own people. So we start to see things like that. We're like, I think something's going on. I believe that this is the end. You understand? We saw what happened in Saudi Arabia, China, all these places. These are the deserts, not China, but they don't know all that. They don't know how to handle all that snow. But in the desert, Mecca and the United Arab Emirates, flooding. Russia, Ukraine still fighting. They got nukes, man. Russia has nuclear weapons, and a bunch of them. You understand? And what's going on in the Middle East and the warships. So I say that to say, if you're not seeing chariots, you could still look on the news and see the Most High God manifesting what he's written thousands of years ago happening today. Okay? Let's start with Isaiah chapter 34 and verse 16. So count it all joy, Israel. Count it all joy. You're going through a lot. It's rough. You know what I mean? It's not getting any easier. You might be at the end of your rope. But damn it, hold on. Hold on to the end of the rope. You know what I'm saying? How close are we? Pretty close. All right? We're pretty close. And he says he's coming like a thief in the night. So you start adding things up like, hold on. I don't think that happened yet. I don't think that happened yet. He's coming like a thief in the night. Don't be, don't flake and try to wait this thing out. Like, all right, now I'm going to repent. No, repentance is very necessary. Do it now. Do it today. Do it before you go to sleep. You know what I mean? Because ain't nothing really promised other than, of course, the promised land. But, whether we make it or not, who knows? Either one of us could be taken out of this at any given time. So make sure you're on point to, just in case something like that does happen, that you're not living in the midst of your sin. All right. Let's bring that out. Isaiah 34, verse 16.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 34 and 16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate. For my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them.
So none of these is going to fail. None of these prophecies is going to fail. Read. You know what I'm saying? If you're going through something, ask yourself, did I read today? How much did I read today? Did I read yesterday? Am I building up my spirit through the words of the Most High God? And that's the building up your spirit. You got to read. You miss a couple of days reading, you can feel it. You're like, man, I don't feel good. I don't know what's going on with me. I'm like, damn, I read anything today? Damn, I'm tripping. You know what I mean? I got up and try to, had to rush out and do this, had to get the children over here, and then children had to do that. I had to go to work, had to do this, and like, I didn't give no time for the Most High. You know what I mean? So it'll start weighing on you. You know what I mean? And it's a great time to read about the prophecies of what's going on now. You know, what's happening with the so-called Philistines, the Palestinians, you know? I say so-called because it ain't nothing but Ishmael ran up in there and took the land. You know what I'm saying? And what's happening to them now? They're getting vexed, they're getting destroyed. You know, he said, you recompense me, I'll put that recompense right back on your head. And what's happening? That recompense going right back on their head. Yeah, we enslaved your ancestors. Thank you. Thank you for putting that out there. And now it's time for the recompense. You know what I mean? And the Most High sword is swinging. And that's them crackers, man. He got them to get all those bombs and everything, because they're the ones that'll use them. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna hold their weapons or hold their missiles. Nah, they letting them Jones fly, and Gaza is turning into a parking lot. All right. Thus said the Holy Bible, thus said the Lord. It's in Amos 1-6 on down. Talks about Gaza. Okay. Let's go to Isaiah 55, verse 11. So all these prophecies are coming to pass. So it's the, you know, if you're reading it, you're like, hey, that's happening right now. You might try to tell somebody, right? Hey, brother, you see what's going on? I don't want to hear that. It ain't for them. Isn't that crazy how you can hear what's going on and they can't? You know, they're worried about, you look at MSNBC, they talk about Donald Trump. Donald Trump was on the stand with his fraud case. Donald Trump went to the bathroom and didn't wash his hands. Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump. You watch that all day. That's all they talk about. You know what I mean? So you might think like, hey, man, ain't nothing really happening. Everything's happening. Everything is happening. What did the United States done bomb Syria? You know what I mean? And they're not just bombing random places in Syria. They're bombing places where they know that Iranian guards are stationed. So they're actually bombing Iranian guards. So how long is it going to take for Iran to say, you know what, enough is enough? I can't find an article, but I was talking about earlier. The government official in Iran was talking to the government official in the United Arab Emirates, and they're talking about a ceasefire and how we can do that. He's like, look, it's too late. It's too late for all that. It's wartime. So that's coming out of an Iranian government official. So when they start throwing them things, then that changes the whole dynamic, because now you're getting it from Hamas, you're getting it from Hezbollah, you're getting it from Iran, they're getting it from Syria. You know what I mean? Because Iran is in Syria. So they're all surrounded. Okay. And the Iron Dome ain't that powerful. You know what I'm saying? That joint started malfunctioning and started blowing up schools and everything else. They had probably to turn it off. It cost thousands of dollars for each one of those intercepts to shoot down one of them little $5 missiles that Hamas got. So can they keep it up? Can they keep doing this? No. And at the same time, military bases in America that Americans are inhabiting right now are getting bombed as well by drones and missiles. You know, the damn, what's his name? Anthony Blinken had to come to the region and say, Iran, don't. The hell is that? What? Are you serious? You're supposed to be the strongest country in the world, biggest military, and all you can say to people that have been bombing the military base, they ain't just start doing it. They've been doing it. They say, don't. And then Kamala Harris came up and said, what do you got to say? She said, don't. What the hell? Hey, man, you ain't listening to that. So what happened after that? Man, they got bombed like 3 more times immediately afterwards. Like, yeah, don't meaning absolutely. So they're dealing with the Iraqi militia as well. And the Yemenis. Don't even talk about the Houthis. The Houthis will jump over you to get at their enemies. So this is a beautiful thing that's happening. All these prophecies are coming to pass. All right, so let's bring that out. Isaiah 55, verse 11.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 55 and 11. So shall my word, till I can be that goeth forth out of my mouth, it shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it.
Huh. He said, look, if I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. He said, God isn't a man that he shall lie. So what he's saying is, look, if I said I'm going to these heathens are going to be at your feet, kissing your feet. That's what's going to happen. If I say you're going to have slaves, then that's what's going to happen. If I say America is going to be a lake of fire, then that is exactly what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? This is what I said, and it's going to happen. And you can see it happening. You know what I'm saying? You can see the process and how it's moving and how it can escalate at the drop of a dime. And when it does escalate, we might be asleep. All that stuff that's happening, you know what I'm saying? At 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, they getting busy over there. We over here sleep, getting ready for work in the next morning. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, don't take this time for granted. You know, don't take your time. This liberty. You have liberty right now. You have liberty to repent. Some people that are going to, disregard this liberty are going to feel death through pain. You know what I mean? Or death after pain. No, you know what I'm talking about. It's going to get bad. Okay. All right. Let's go to John chapter 3, verse 17. All right. So, and you can imagine Christians don't even read the Old Testament. You're missing a lot of what's going on. You're missing the prophecies and all these amazing things. You know what I'm saying? That the prophet said is going to happen through the word of the Most High God. The Most High God jumped on the prophets and they started writing. You know what I mean? And these things that they wrote thousands and thousands of years ago are happening right now as we speak. It's a beautiful thing, you know. So don't let anything small overshadow what's happening. Somebody cuts you off in traffic. Oh, I'm so mad because of that person cut me off in traffic. That person's probably not going to make it. You know what I'm saying? There's a strong chance, mathematically speaking. I don't know who that was that cut you off in traffic. Mathematically speaking, they're not going to make it. The righteous shall scarcely be saved. So why not just go extra hard so you're that righteous, so there's a possibility you can be saved and enter into the kingdom of heaven for your family, for you, for the Most High God. Like he says, well done, faithful servant, rather than depart from me, I don't even know you. You know what I'm saying? We have an opportunity. So let's not squander this beautiful opportunity that we have. Let's bring that out. John 3, verse 17.
This is the book of John, chapter 3, verse 17. For Yahweh sent not his son to the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved.
You're like, oh, the whole world. No, not the whole world. Okay. You know what I'm saying? It's right under the next verse under John 3:16. They're like, oh, God so loved the world. You're the world. The Israelites are the world. You're the most important people on the planet. You understand? Take count it all joy. All right. Count it all joy that the Most High God has chosen you, your people, and not only chosen your people, but that chose you to be woken up in this last pit, in this last time that we're in. Many are called, few are chosen. You know what I'm saying? You can actually understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. Some people are like, what is he talking about? Slaves, missiles? Do you want missiles to blow up America? What? I can't listen to this. But you understand because you read the scriptures. You're like, oh, that's what, yeah, he's talking about that. That's what God said back in Jeremiah. That's what he said in Isaiah. That's what he said in Nahum. And it's all accumulating to this time period. It's a beautiful time, okay? And it said Christ, you know what I mean? God sent his son not to condemn the world, you know what I mean? But that the world might be saved. You know what I'm saying? That we might be saved, Because of course, let's get Judith 8 and 15, because of course, God can do whatever he wants, and God does do whatever he wants. You know what I mean? He sits in the heavens, he does whatever he pleases. Okay. So one thing he can do is wipe us off shake us off this earth like a dog shakes off fleas. He can do that in a heartbeat. Beautiful thing is he hasn't done it. And it seems that we are moving in a direction that is we're moving in a direction that the Most High wants us to move in. You know, can't think of the word I want to use, but pretty much the more we wake up people, the more we wake up our people, right? The more we attempt to seal the elect, the more we follow the law, statutes, commandments, the more prophecy happens, the more things happen. There was a red sky over Ukraine. There was a red sky over Europe. Can you imagine that? You're an Edomite. You know what I mean? You just got you're behind handed to you by HOI UK and the other brothers over there. And then during the week, you look up and you see the sky is red. Do you know what that does to you? Do you know what that does to your psyche? You know what it does to your anxiety? Do you know how many Prozacs you got to pop just to make it out of the bed the next morning? Because you don't see that a lot. You don't see northern lights in that area, and you certainly don't see them as being red. But that's another sign from the Most High God. All right. In October, there was a solar eclipse and a lunar eclipse in the same month. That's not normal. All right. And it just goes over, some people's heads like, I guess that happens, right? No, it doesn't happen. These are signs that the Most High is telling us the time is now. Okay. And also, real quick, I wanted to mention this when we saw the video with the angels, right? I had a dream. I didn't see that. I saw that today, but I had a dream last night. And it was the higher ups, if you will, were like, we gotta save the children. You know what I'm saying? Us being the children of Israel. Like, we're going through it. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't going through it, count it all joy. But for the most part, people I talk to is going through it right now. So the message was, we got to get together and save the children. You know what I'm saying? So it seemed like from all angles, like it reminded me at the time when I'm having a dream, like Justice League, like everybody's coming together to help us out because damn it, we need it. You know what I mean? And all praise to the Most High. All right, I just wanted to bring that out. But let's go to Judith chapter 8, verse 15.
This is the book of Judah, chapter 8 and verse 15. For if he will not help us within these 5 days, he hath power to defend us when he will, even every day, or to destroy us before our enemies.
There's nothing the Most High can destroy them today, tomorrow, or he can destroy us in front of our enemies. You know what I'm saying? But the beauty is that the scriptures say he wants to keep us. You know what I'm saying? He wants us to make it. All right. Let's go to Jeremiah 29 and 11. Ask the Most High, but Babakashar, don't, help me not go off. Help me get more faith, add on to me more wisdom. These are the prayers we should be praying. You know what I'm saying? And prayer works. Prayer most certainly works, and prayer helps. We should pray constantly, have that open dialogue with Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and not wait till you really need him to start asking. You know what I mean? We need him now. Okay. Let's bring that out. Jeremiah 29 and 11.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 29 and 11. For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord. Thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end.
He's thoughts of peace and not of evil. He wants us to inherit this kingdom, okay? And sin is the thing that can get us away from Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So we got to stay away from sin, get closer to the Most High, read more. You know what I'm saying? If you're reading more, you're understanding more, you're growing. So continue to grow. Continue to keep this word close to you, like a sword. I know people that can't even go to the bathroom without having a gun, but haven't looked at their Bible in 20 years. You know what I'm saying? That's backwards. You know what I mean? That gun can jam. Reading the words of the Most High God, that's a constant flow of help. It's a constant flow of understanding. You know what I'm saying? Of learning more and more each day. Okay. All right, let's go to John 3, verse 18. And hold that real quick. I'll be right there.
Mm-hmm.
Slacky. You could bring that out, John 3, verse 18, Bubble Shaw.
This is the book of John, chapter 3 and verse 18. He that believeth on him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already, because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of Yahweh.
So, if you don't believe in his son, you're done. You're done now. You know what I mean? So we got to have a mediator between us and the Most High God. That's how powerful the Most High God is. Okay. And all praises, he gave us the mediator, which has been Christ. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Yahushua. All right. Let's go to Matthew chapter 13, verse 54. Okay. And some people have trouble thinking, oh, God has a son. Oh, how did God have a son? And it's not for everybody. You know what I mean? You could let people know, this is the first spirit that the Most High God made, first fruits of God. You know what I mean? It just doesn't resonate with some people, and count it all joy resonates with you. That's what we have to get into the understanding that 2/3 is 2/3. 2/3 is definitely going to be 2/3. All right. But let's bring that out.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 13, and verse 54. And when he was coming to his own country, he taught them in the synagogue, insomuch that they were astonished, and said, whence hath this man this wisdom and these mighty works?
Okay. So they're like, yo, who is this guy? This guy, he got wisdom, mighty works. What's going on? Go ahead.
Is not this the carpenter's son? Is not his mother called Mary, and his brethren James and Joseph and Simon and Judas?
So it's kind of like, man, hold up. Ain't you Gladys's son? You Ray Ray brother, ain't you? Because they know him. Like, hold on, man. We know you. We know your family. You know what I mean? You come with all this wisdom and knowledge and understanding. Ain't you Ray Ray brother? I remember you used to be sitting on that corner smoking weed and selling nicks. You know what I'm saying? People were scared to walk by you. You was always playing with that gun, ain't you? That was you, ain't you? You know what I mean? Like, because people, know your history. They know, they know what you used to be like before you came into the truth. They know you might have been a tyrant. They know you might have been not following the law, statutes, and commandments. You know what I mean? So I can see this, it's talking about Yahweh, but I can see it in all of us. You know what I mean? We have a history. We have a past. People know our, man, hold up. Ain't your dad the one that shot up the bar and that's locked up for murder right now? Ain't that you? But it's like, nah, I'm trying to, yeah, that's me. But I'm trying to tell you that I ain't trying to hear that, man. What I gotta learn from you for? All right. Go ahead. Can we next verse?
And his sisters, are they not all with us? Whence then hath this man all these things?
Go ahead.
And they were offended in him. But Yahweh said unto them, a prophet is not without honor, save in his own country and in his own house.
So different places in the world. You know what I mean? You might show up across the country. And people like, wow, I know you. Yeah, yeah, I watch your videos, and you know what I mean. I see you out there, you know, in camp and everything like that. I see your sit down videos. You know what I mean? Wow, I never met you before, and you know, it might be, you know, happy to see you. Listen, you know, you help them with their life, you know, through the power of Yahweh Shem Shai, right? Through the scriptures. But when you way back home, it's like, man, that ain't nothing but, man, that's waterhead, man. What the hell always talking all that Israelite stuff, you know what I mean? But Yahweh Shai had to go through that too. Okay, go ahead.
And he did not many mighty works there because of their unbelief.
So he didn't do, you know, he's in Nazareth. That's his own country. He's like, you know what? I ain't even mess with them like that. Come on, we out. Let's go over here. You know, see how we people listen to us over here. You know, we get a buzz. People start paying attention to the stuff we're doing rather than who we are. So it's like listening to the message instead of messenger outside the country, but they looking at the messenger instead of listening to the message. Because he obviously they see he's astonished and he had wisdom, but because they think they know him, then he couldn't have been anything more than man, that's Yahweh Shai. He always talking, right? Let's go to St. John chapter 15 and verse 20. All right. Now this is stuff we gotta go.
Hey, St. John or Second John?
No. Just John.
Okay. John chapter 16 and verse 30.
Verse 20.
This is the book of John chapter 16 and 20. Verily, verily, I say unto you, that ye shall weep and lament, but the world shall rejoice, and ye shall be sorrowful.
Slocky, hold on. I think I got it wrong. It's 15 and 20.
Oh, no, that's 16 and 20. My bad.
Okay.
So like, this is the book of John 15 and 20. Remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than the Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also.
So we're not better. Servant's not better than his Lord, right? So meaning the stuff that Yahweh had to go through, we're gonna have to go through. You know what I'm saying? And the you know, so you gotta like, oh man, why is this happening? Blah blah blah. How are you not gonna go through the things that Yahweh went through, the troubles and tribulations that he went through? You know what I mean? He had to go through it, so we got to go through it. All right. Let's go to Deuteronomy 7 and 9. But you got to have faith. You know, why it's going on, why you're getting afflicted. It's like, man, this doesn't feel good. This does not feel good at all. But got to go through it. You know what I'm saying? All right. Let's bring that out. 7 and 9.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 9. Know therefore that the Lord thy God, he is Yahweh, the faithful God, which keepeth covenant and mercy with them that love him and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations.
He's a faithful God. Okay, so what do we have to do? We got to have that level of faith. You know what I'm saying? We got to aim for a strong level of faith. Okay, you know what I mean? We have great examples to how to follow. Okay, so with that, you know what I mean? Our level of faith has to be increased. You know what I'm saying? Increase your level of faith. You know, these things are going to happen. They are happening. Is the Most High God going to protect me? Have faith that He will, because you're doing what He asks you to do, what He commands you to do. All right, let's go to Psalm 119, verse 86.
This is the book of Psalms 119 and 86. All thy commandments are faithful. They persecute me wrongfully. Help thou me.
All the commandments are faithful. Okay, so it's righteous that our righteousness is that we keep the law. Okay, so along with that faith without works is dead. What we gotta do? We gotta keep the commandments. It's an action word. People say, "Oh, you gotta have faith." You know what I'm saying? That's what Christians always talk about, faith. All right. Yes, you gotta have faith, and it's an action word. All thy commandments are faithful. You gotta have love. Yeah, love is an action word. Love is keeping the commandments. It all comes back to keeping the law and keeping the commandments. You know what I mean? To the best of your ability. First thing you tell that to a Christian, first thing they say is, "Well, are you perfect?" Hey man, we aim that direction. We just don't lie on the ground in our vomit. You know what I'm saying? If you are laying in your vomit, you might be laying in your vomit right now. Just got to get up and dust yourself off. If Most High allows you to see another day, that's a day of repentance. That's a day to change. Okay, so let's go to Psalm 89 and verse 14. So the increase of faith, crucial. Okay, let's bring that out. Psalm chapter 89, verse 14.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 89 and verse 14. Justice and judgment are the habitation of thy throne. Mercy and truth shall go before thy face.
Justice and judgment. So what right now, the videos we're talking about, the current events, it's justice and judgment. All of them are been lined up perfectly. You know what I mean? From the straight bullet to the knifing of the youngin and his mother. You know what I'm saying? Trust and believe. If you say, if that sounds messed up to me, I mean, like, why would you say that? I was a 6-year-old. You are an evil person. Take it up with God. Go to the Most High God and ask him why. I wouldn't do it, but if you got a problem with that, that's who you talk to, because he gives life and he gives death. All right. Everything's in his hands. You know what I'm saying? So when he says it's going to be a fire against the palaces of Gaza, it's a fire on the palaces of Gaza. Their hospital just got struck tonight. You know what I mean? They're in there and, all huddled up, and they hear bombs, boom, 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 all around them. Yeah, how about Shemal Shai said he's going to do it, and he's doing it. He says his judgment are his habitation of the throne. That's how you know it's the Most High through his judgments. Okay, let's get one of them where he's talking about the King David. Let's go to stay at Psalm 89 and go to verse 23, Baba Kashar.
This is the book of Psalms 89, 23. And I will beat down his foes before his face and plague them that hate him.
Okay, that's justice and judgment. Can you read verse 24?
But my faithfulness and my mercy shall be with him, and in my name shall his horn be exalted.
So along with that judgment, along with that punishment, dished out to anybody that hates King David, you know what I mean? People that are doing the works of the Most High, right? Because this verse was just talking about David, but you know what I mean? You pray in the Most High, he'll take people out of here. You know what I mean? It says justice and judgment are the habitation of thy throne. He'll take people out of here. You know what I mean? Here today, gone today. Okay, let's go to St. Mark chapter 11 and verse 20. And I like this this parable, the reality is, with the scriptures, it can be twofold, even threefold in a lot of instances, right? So let's get this. We're gonna, the actual as it happened, but we get to the spiritual aspect of it as well. All right, let's bring that out. Mark 11, verse 20.
This is Mark 11 and 20. And in the morning, as they passed by, they saw the fig tree dried up from the roots.
So this fig tree, Yahushua went up to the fig tree, wanted to get a fig, saw the leaves on there, had no fruit. So he said, cursed is this fig tree, right? And of course, if you're not bearing any fruit, you're just sitting around twiddling your thumbs. You know what I mean? You're like that servant that took his talents and buried them. You know what I mean? You're supposed to be moving and shaking. You know what I'm saying? When your master comes back, he's like, yo, look what I did. I did this, I did that, I did that. You don't want to be sitting there like, man, I know I'm an Israelite, so I'm good, right? No, bear fruit, get the work done. Okay. And also, like the scriptures say, I saw men as trees, right? So go ahead, read the next verse.
Verse 21, and Peter calling to remembrance, saith unto him, Master, behold, the fig tree which thou cursed is withered away.
God. So to look at it as Esau, wasted away is he. You know what I mean? Cursed fig tree, cursed tree. Go ahead.
And Yahweh answering said unto them, have faith in Yahweh.
And he's saying, have faith in Yahweh. Also have the faith of God. You know what I mean? Have the faith of God. Like Yahweh knew, the miracles that he can do and things of that nature. He has faith. He has an abundance of faith. He said, if you have faith of a mustard seed, you can move mountains. Okay. But here's the abundance of faith. He's saying that, he's telling us, have the faith of God, because the scriptures say, ye are gods. Isn't that what your scriptures say? You are the judges of the earth. When you go back into the law, it talks about judges. You know what I mean? But in Psalms, it says, ye are gods. It doesn't say in the law, ye are gods, right? And that's what Slakia. That's how I said in your law, it says, ye are gods. When you go back in the law, it talks about judges. You'll be able to judge situations. You don't run from things. You don't run from things that don't make you feel uncomfortable because you're the judge of the situation. So you see something on TV, you know what I mean? Esau beats down one of our brothers. Like, I don't want to watch this. It bothers me. Which that's legit. You know what I mean? It could bother you, it could vex your spirit and everything. But if you're a judge, you can't just turn your way from things. Turn your way, Slaki. You can't turn your eye away from things. You got to see things for what they are. What's going on? What's happening? And then you go to the Most High. You say, this is what I seen. This is what I experienced. That person deserves judgment, if it be your will. All right. So keep that in mind. Okay. In this situation, it was a tree withered away, Go ahead, can you read the next verse?
For verily I say unto you, that whosoever shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe that those things which he saith shall come to pass, he shall have whatsoever he saith.
You know what I'm saying? And that mountain could be a physical mountain. That mountain could be a rulership. You know what I mean? Praying to the Most High, destroy these Edomites, destroy Mount Seir. At the top of his game, at the top of his world, the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. He's running things. Put it in the hands of the Most High. Vengeance is his. You ain't got to go out there and physically do anything. Physically do the work, physically keep the law, statutes, commandments, physically teach others to do so. But I'm talking about physically put your hands on Esau. You got the power through Yahweh Shem Yahushai to make things happen to this day, to like now. And I honestly believe that. That's my level of faith. Where is your level of faith? Nah, man, I don't think I can do that, man. Nah, I'm just gonna sit on this couch and twiddle my thumbs and 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 wait on this and wait on that. You know what I mean? But we're gonna get to scriptures where the Most High said, "Yo, you handle your business." All right, and it's not to say it's us doing this. This is us asking Yahweh Bashem Yahushai to destroy these people, to cast judgment on these people. And that's why we're on the FBI watch list. That's why we're deemed as dangerous, because the things we're doing, they can't stop us from doing it. You can stop us from praying. It's going to stop us from keeping the law, statutes, commandments. It's things that we have religious freedom in America. So we're practicing our religious freedom, and our religious freedom is when we do what we're supposed to do, the Most High destroys this place. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough to stop. You know what I mean? That's why we, cell phones tapped, everything's tapped. But, we're following the laws of the Most High God.
Chaasadyah.
Stop that. Go ahead.
I seen a video today that said in Israel they locking people up for mentioning Jesus' name.
Huh. Look at that. Yeah, they have a problem with Christianity over there. But
Yeah,
it's a perverted, despicable version of Christianity. But, they just say that they follow the Torah. But at the same time, they don't follow the Torah because they got homosexuals all over that place over there in Tel Aviv, called Pink City. So they scared because that's another level. You know what I'm saying? It's following the law, but then knowing that God had his son and his only begotten son and what he said and what he told us to do. And now you just hit another level and they don't want to reach that. They can't reach that other level because it's not in them. They don't want others to reach that other level because that would just take them, take the wind out their sails, knock them down at the knees, and now they're on the ground. All right, let's read verse 24.
Verse 24. Therefore I say unto you, what things soever ye desire, when ye pray, believe that you receive them, and ye shall have them.
This is what the Christ he's telling us. He's telling us what to do. He's letting us know this is it. This is how we do it. This is how we do. Okay. He's not saying, you know what I mean, and 300,000 years from now or 400,000 years. He's saying, look, this is it. Where's your level of faith? The kingdom of heaven is within you. Don't you know this? Don't you read? He's telling the Pharisees and Sadducees, isn't it in your law? Ye are gods. Doesn't it say that? That you are the judges? Of course. All right, let's go to Zechariah chapter 2, verse 6. All right.
This is Zechariah chapter 2, verse 6. Ho, ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north, saith the Lord. For I have spread you abroad as the four winds of the heaven, saith the Lord.
Because he's talking to an angel, right? So this is a message to the Israelites. Go ahead.
Deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwelleth with the daughter of Babylon.
It says, deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwell in the daughter of Babylon. Who's the daughter of Babylon? Was there a daughter of Babylon back in Zechariah's time? We're living with the daughter of Babylon. He said, deliver thyself. Okay. So we have to be active participants in our redemption. We have to be actively engaged in our redemption. Okay. That's why it's, you got baconators on TV because they say, oh man, eat this stuff. You got to get oodles and noodles. You look at it and you see the back of it got possibly made in a what does it say? Possibly made in a factory that has shellfish. I'm like, what the hell? Why would you put noodles and shellfish in the same thing? Yeah, they're doing stuff to actively disengage us from our power. We have to actively engage ourselves with our power so we can deliver ourselves. Oh, Israel. Okay, go ahead.
For thus saith the Lord of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which spoil you, For he that toucheth you touches the apple of his eye.
The nation that spoiled you, what did he do to Morocco? Damn, that's crazy. They was sitting there, he wasn't even doing nothing, and all of a sudden a damn house fall on their head. In Libya, they was sitting there, it was 2 o'clock in the morning, 12 at night, whatever time it was at night, and all of a sudden the rain, the dams just burst, and all of a sudden all this mud just came to people's houses, people drowned in mud. They weren't even necessarily drowning in water, it was mud, it was stuck, it was like quicksand. They touched you, they touched the apple of his eye. That's a sub-Saharan slave trade. What about Syria and Turkey? They was just minding their own business, and all of a sudden a 7.2 earthquake came around that border. Turkey and Syria, and all those houses just crumbled. And then what was it? Aftershock after aftershock. When something that big happens, there's thousands of aftershocks. Thousands. So it touched you. You know, what it say? What it say in Exodus? A dog move his tongue against the children of Israel. These people actually touched you and put you in slavery. Touched your ancestors. Cut your Achilles heel and told you to crawl on a desert. You know, I can't think what desert that is. This whatever that huge desert is. And you know, you had to crawl with yeah. Sorry, Des, appreciate you. Yeah, you had to crawl in that desert, cut your Achilles heel. So what's happening to them? They had to go in the middle of the street because their houses were falling and crumbling. And what happened to Gaza? You know, they're getting bombed back to the Stone Age. And when America gets in it with Hezbollah and Syria, all these people had a hand in your captivity, and the Most High has a hand in their destruction. But you have a part to be played. It says, "Deliver thyself." You have to actively deliver yourself out of this captivity, and it's all Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, but you have to actively do things. You know what I'm saying? You have to read the scriptures. You got to fast. You got to keep the law, statutes, commandments. You got to keep the feast days. You know what I'm saying? That's how you got to fast. You got to fast during the Day of Atonement. So you have to fast at least once a year. Do you know what I'm saying? But you got to follow these law, statutes, commandments. You got to read. You got to, you know, blessed is those that reads. Blessed is he that reads. Okay? Go ahead. Can you read the next verse? Verse 9.
For behold, I will shake mine hand upon them, and they shall be a spoil to their servants. And ye shall know that the Lord of hosts hath sent me.
It's the angels. It's angels speaking. You know, you start to read earlier in the chapter. You know what I'm saying? There's angels like, yo, I'm about to destroy this place. You know, I'm gonna wave my hand. I'm about to turn up, man. You know what I mean? You touch the apple of the Most High's eye. You know? What's happening in Peru? I don't know what them Peruvians did, but damn, they catching it right now. You know what I mean? And you know, the chariot landed in Las Vegas. I don't know if they just, you know, hold, you know, just chilling right now, or people's face getting cut up there too. You know, they knife up they call cattle mutilations. That's money. That's their money. That's their livelihood. You know, we live in a city, like, okay, so a cow got chopped up. That's their money. That's how they gonna pay their bills. And all of a sudden, you turn around for 1 second, and all of a sudden the face of the damn cow's off, and everything, blood's just drained out of the cow, and it's placed right there in the middle of open land where nobody's seen what happened, nobody knows, but they saw a couple lights in the sky. It's serious business nowadays. All right, so we gotta stay focused. All right, let's go to Daniel chapter 7 and verse 18, just to add on to those scriptures.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
Saints Most High shall take the kingdom, not ask, excuse me, Esau, excuse me, I need some reparations. Excuse me, can I please? I'm worth a lot. You should give each one of us $4 million, each one of us, for reparations, so we don't need you anymore. Esau's like, yeah, hold your breath. So before we start begging for reparations and crying when we don't get any, we should realize that there's a way. You don't need no damn reparations. What you need to do is follow the law, statutes, commandments, and watch the sparks fly and cry to the name of the Most High, how about Shemi Awashai, to destroy our enemies, get Amalek out of here. But Amalek right now got a job to do. he's getting Ishmael out of here. You know what I mean? And then Moab will get Amalek out of here, and Russia will get Esau out of here. Esau, I mean, obviously it's Esau, Edomite crime, but you see how this is working out? And what we got to do is stay the course. Stay the course. Don't fall off. If you fall off, fall right back on. All right, let's get 2 Maccabees 1 and 2. Couple more scriptures, y'all. Couple more scriptures. Faith. Need faith.
This is the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 2. Yahweh will be gracious unto you, and remember his covenant that he made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, his faithful servants.
His faithful servants. You know what I mean? Abraham, let's get that. Let's get Genesis 15 and 6. Abraham, listen. He said, I need you to go over here. Say less. I'm there. I need you to sacrifice Isaac. I'm no problem with what else you need. You know what I mean? He's faithful. He's faithful. He knew the voice of the Most High. He knew how to listen to the Most High. Not, we look at situations back in the 90s, you know what I mean? Talk about sacrificing children and stuff like that. People be high on crack, cocaine, and all types of other drugs. They're like, God told me to kill everybody in the house, or God told me, and they got influenced by demons. Abraham was listening to the Most High, you know what I'm saying? And he did what the Most High required of him. Okay. But can't fall into the trap of listening to anything first thing that comes to your mind. You know what I mean? You gotta have a real solid connection with Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, let's bring that out. Genesis 15, verse 6.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 15, verse 6. And he believed in the Lord, and he counted it to him for righteousness.
So he's like, listen, your wife's, your wife is up in the age, you're up in the age. The child that's gonna come out of you, you know what I mean? You're gonna be the father of many nations. Children are gonna be more than the sands of the sea. And he said, I believe you. You know what I'm saying? Moses was faithful. You know what I mean? David, faithful. Abel offered a more excellent sacrifice than his brother, who was ended up being jealous, right? Noah believed that, God warned him about the incoming flood. Something that you haven't seen. Rain. What are you talking about? Rain. Everybody's like, no, you're crazy. Noah wasn't crazy. Noah believed. Sarah received strength to conceive, you know what I mean, in her old age, you know what I'm saying, past the age of childbearing, well, supposedly past the age, but it wasn't impossible with the Most High God. You know what I mean? Isaac blessed Jacob and Esau concerning what's going to happen in the future. You know what I mean? Jacob blessed Joseph and Joseph's two sons while he's standing on his staff, leaning on his staff, you know what I mean? His older age. So we have a lot of examples to go by when it comes to faith, seeing how our ancestors, that faith was so necessary to the point where we're reverencing them and reading about their works thousands and thousands of years later. You know what I mean? So that faith goes a long way. All right. Now let's go to, we're gonna read down to some stories, because this will really kind of got me to thinking about this lesson. Yeah, I mean, always, of course, all praise to the Most High. But I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, we are about to embark on something amazing, right? Going into another wilderness, right? And the other wilderness, Most High says, you know what I'm saying? I'm testing you. That's what we're doing. This is a test, you know, testing you in this wilderness. So knowing that, it's like almost like an open book test. Like, all right, we know it's going to be a test. What did they do wrong? What did they do right? Right? And we got to figure out what they did wrong, what they did right. So let's do that now. Okay, let's go to Numbers chapter 13. And we're going to read 25. So Moses, you know, sent out spies to spy the land. What does it look like? How many people were there? Is they got food? They got trees to chop down? Like, what's, you know, give me the layout of the land, right? So here they are. They come back, right? And they brought the grapes, and you know, they brought pomegranates and figs. So like, yo, they got some food up in that joint. You know what I'm saying? Looking nice. Okay, so let's start at verse 25.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 13 and verse 25. And they returned from searching of the land after 40 days.
Go ahead.
And they went and came to Moses and to Aaron and to all the congregation of the children of Israel unto the wilderness of Paran to Kadesh, and brought back word unto them and to all the congregation, and shewed them the fruit of the land.
All right, go ahead.
And they told him and said, we came into the land whither thou sentest us, and surely it floweth with milk and honey, and this is the fruit of it.
Like, look at this, man. This thing is crazy. You see, I mean, and I don't think they had them seedless grapes that they sell us in the store and everything. Them grapes are probably like basketballs, and they had pomegranates and all types of figs and, you know, fresh figs off the trees. Like, look at this. This is all we got, man. It's, of course, it's flowing with milk and honey. This is it right here. We got the promise. All praises by Shem Mashiach Yahushua. All right, go ahead.
Nevertheless, the people be strong that dwell in the land, and the cities were walled. The cities are walled and very great. And moreover, we saw the children of Anak there.
So, you know, yeah, got some strong folks there, because this is their they're established there. You know what I mean? We coming out of the wilderness and everything. They're established at this time and place. You know what I mean? So they're looking for people to come in and try to take their stuff and everything like that. So they got walled cities and all that, right? Go ahead.
The Amalekites dwell in the land of the south, and the Hittites and the Jebusites and the Amorites dwell in the mountain, and the Canaanites dwell by the sea and by the coast of Jordan.
So all the heathen nations. Go ahead.
And Caleb stilled the people before Moses and said, let us go up at once and possess it, for we are well able to overcome it.
Say like, yo, let's Amalek. Jebusite. What? Canaanites. Yo, come on, let's go up there to get this land. All right, this is our land. You know what I'm saying? Moses promised it to us. Let's go get it, right? Go ahead.
But the men that went up with him said, we be not able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we.
So what's the problem? See the difference? The difference with Caleb and the people that went with him, like, hold on. Man, them dudes are stronger than us, man. I don't know. They not thinking about the bigger picture of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai that's rocking with them. You know what I mean? He ain't just say, all right, just walk in there and sign a piece of paper and they're going to just give you the land and nothing like that. He said, look, I got you. I'm going to take care of this. You don't have to, you know, do A, B, and C. I'm doing X, Y, and Z. I got all these things lined up. So that's the faith. You got to have faith in the Most High God. You know what I mean? It wasn't going to be an easy task per se. You know what I mean? Just go in there and say, hey, this is my land. Give it to me. Most High, but the Most High has contingency plans and plans on top of plans and A, plan B, plan C, all these different plans because he's the Most High God. He's thinking about stuff before you even think about it. He was thinking about ways to do this, A, B, and C before you was even born. You gotta have faith. You gotta have trust. You gotta have the understanding that God is here for your help. Not them, not the Jebusites and the Hittites and all them. He's here to help us. He's here to help the Israelites. Okay.
I hear you. I hear you.
But these guys, you know what I mean? Jake's like, I don't know, man. Them dudes like they've been working out, man. I don't even know if I can. Dang, they got swords. Dang, I don't even know. You thinking on a basis. You thinking on a foundational, a real basic level. You gotta think out spiritual level. All right, go ahead. Read 32.
32. And they brought up an evil report of the land which they had searched unto the children of Israel, saying, the land through which we have done to search it is a land that eateth up the inhabitants thereof. And all the people that we saw in it are men of a great stature.
The land which have gone to search it, you know what I mean? They're running scared. Okay, go ahead.
And there we saw the giants, the sons of Anak, which come of the giants, and we were in our own sight as grasshoppers, and so we were in their sight.
Daggone Africans, man. It's the Anunnaki, man. Right? And people always talking about the Anunnaki. Okay. Let's go to Numbers chapter 14. So now we're scared. I mean, the inhabitants and most of the Israelites are scared, right? Joshua's like, yo, that land's filled with milk and honey. Caleb is like, yo, we should take that right now. Everybody else is like scared, man. Not having faith. They don't have faith. Okay. Go ahead. Read verse 14, 14 and 1.
This is the book of Numbers 14 and 1. And all the congregation lifted up their voice and cried. And the people wept that night.
All right, go ahead.
And all the children of Israel murmured against Moses and against Aaron. And the whole congregation said unto them, would Yahweh that we had died in the land of Egypt, or would Yahweh we had died in this wilderness?
So like, man, we had McDonald's back there, man. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that bad. Yeah, we were slaves and we had to do this, but man, look, man, I had a Mercedes Benz when I was in there. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that bad. You know, it's same problem. Jake going, you know, in the wilderness is gonna think of how good it was. I could just turn on TV and watch TV. Now I'm sitting here in the wilderness. I can't even watch nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we're gonna die here, you know. But go ahead, read verse 3.
Verse 3. And wherefore have the Lord brought us unto the land to fall by the sword, but our wives and our children shall be a prey. Were it not better for us to return to Egypt?
So they're like not even thinking the power of the Most High. Like he can't help you. God can't help you. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
And wherefore have the Lord brought us unto this land to fall by the sword? But I just read that one, Salaki. Verse 4. And they said one to another, let us make a captain and let us return into Egypt.
So they want to go back into captivity. Unbelievable. Go ahead.
Then Moses and Aaron fell on their faces before all the assembly of the congregation of the children of Israel.
Think about it. Moses split the Red Sea. Aaron, throw down the staff. It turned into a snake and ate the other snake. And you know what I mean? And the blood and the rivers and the flies and the boils and all this stuff happened in the ancient Egypt. And y'all want to go back there? You just seen them drown, Pharaoh and them drown in the Red Sea. You want to go back there? And they fell on their faces like, what in the world is going on with these people? Go ahead.
And Joshua, the son of Nun, and Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, which were of them that searched the land, rent their clothes.
I say, right now it's towards like what in the world's going on? Because the morning, like you guys got to be out your mind. Go ahead.
And they spake to all the company of the children of Israel, saying, the land which we passed through to search it is an exceeding good land.
Go ahead.
If the Lord delight in us, then he will bring us to this land and give it us, a land which floweth with milk and honey.
So we got to remember that this is the same type of conversation we got to have with ourselves when we go into the second wilderness. We got to have that faith. Do you know what I'm saying? If the Lord delights in us, he will bring us into the land. Now, if he doesn't delight in us, bad things are going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Only rebel not ye against the Lord, neither fear ye the people of the land, for they are bread for us. Their defense is departed from them, and the Lord is with us. Fear them not.
So like right now, we're looking at the situations going on in Gaza, how Amalek is hitting the head with a bullhorn, how the Palestinians getting knifed up by the landlord. You see Esau walking on a track and getting shot with a stray bullet from Jake that doesn't even realize there's a track over there. Probably, man. He doesn't know he's shooting at somebody else. Probably just aim blindly, just shooting, and one of them bullets hit her. Right. So the thing is, you gotta understand the defense is departed from them. The Lord is with us. Ain't nothing to fear. You fear God. You know what I'm saying? You don't fear them. And he's spitting like they're letting them know. Look, that land is flowing with milk and honey. We ain't got to worry about them. If the Lord delights in us, we're good. You got to have that faith. But go ahead. What Israel do?
But all the congregation bade stone them with stone, and the glory of Yahweh appeared in the tabernacle of the congregation before all the children of Israel.
He was about to kill him. You know what I'm saying? Like, God. Like, it's like they almost forgot that you're an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? Like, that that God brought you out of captivity. He just bring you captivity just to kill you. But since y'all are just drawn and not even having the faith of a mustard seed that God might be able to destroy these people, you know what I mean? Simply because he made these people and he made everything, like they weren't seeing the bigger picture. All right. Go ahead, read verse 11.
And the Lord said unto Moses, how long will this people provoke me? And how long will it be ere they believe me for all the signs which I have shewed among the people, among them?
Mount Sinai, you seeing the thunder, you seeing chariots in between you and the Egyptians. You forgot all that? You weren't paying attention? I had water come out from a rock. I had food come drop from the sky. You missed all that? You weren't paying attention? How many signs does it take for you to realize that I am who I say I am? Do you know what I'm saying? So what happened? You read verse 12.
I will smite them with a pestilence, and disinherit them, and will make of thee a greater nation and mightier than they.
So of course, you read the rest of the story. Moses is like, "Nah, don't do that. It's gonna look bad." You know what I mean? It's gonna look bad. Egyptians gonna be like, "He just brought him in there to kill him." You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? We got to see how Joshua and Caleb were moving because they made it in, right? How were they moving? They were moving faith. You know, they knew the Most High God. This is it. As long as we on His team, we cannot lose. What can man do to us? Okay. And we're gonna end. We're gonna end with this. We're gonna end with Hebrews chapter 3, verse 8. Okay, so we know what Joshua and Caleb did, and that's what we need to aim to do and get our faith to the point where we don't forget, where we don't make the mistake and start mouthing off in the wilderness about what can't happen and no, probably this ain't gonna work and probably this, that, and the third. You see how big Russia is, and they got tanks over here and this, that, and the third. No. No. Just like Ariel and HOI UK stood tall in front of thousands of people, right? And was giving them hell and telling them their judgment. And then what happened? All of a sudden, the cops come out of nowhere and just make a barrier between them and those wild Ishmaelites, Ishmaelites, right? He sent them out there. He sent those cops out there to protect them, you know. But they were already, you know, if they don't protect them, they're 10 toes. We see how they took one step towards on faith, and boom, faith just opened up, you know. And it's a viral video waking up, hopefully, you know, people all over London, all over that other, damn near the other side of the world, as far as, you know, we're concerned. You know what I'm saying? So that's a beautiful thing. Faith is important. You know what I mean? Faith without works is dead. So you got to have your works, and you see how the Most High will manifest, you know, that He's listening, that He's with us. All right. Yeah, if you bring that out, Hebrews 3, verse 8.
This is the book of Hebrews 3, verse 8. Harden not your hearts, as in the provocation in the day of temptation in the wilderness.
All right, go ahead.
When your fathers tempted me, proved me, and saw my works of 40 years.
Go ahead.
Wherefore I was grieved with that generation and said, they do always err in their heart, and they have not known my ways.
So the fathers were tempting, you know what I mean, the Most High. You know what I'm saying? You know, they don't know His ways. They don't know how, for whatever reason, He saw what He did to the Egyptians, but He thinks He cannot help with the other nations that are in the promised land. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
So I swore in my wrath, they shall not enter into my rest.
So He said He's not going to enter into our rest. So what we got to do is have a level of faith where we do not fall into this trap. Go ahead.
Take heed, brethren, lest there be in any of you an evil heart of unbelief, and departing from the living God.
That evil heart, that evil mind, unbelief. God can't do this. He can't do that. He won't do this. He won't do that. Do you know what I mean? That's the evil heart of unbelief. You got to have a level of faith in these last days. If you ain't got it, you better get it. And if you don't know how to get it, pray to get it. Pray, ask. Ask and thou shalt receive. Knock and the door will be open. You know, so you got to ask. You know what I mean? And with that, Most High willing, it won't be a bloodbath in the second wilderness. You know what I mean? It won't be. So let's just get our mind right now. So when that time comes, we can all walk into the land. You know what I'm saying? Bashim Mashiach Yahushua.
Shema Mashiach Yahushua.
Yeah.
Shema Mashiach Yahushua.
Shema Mashiach Yahushua.
Let's get it, y'all. Let's get it. All right. So I'll leave up the open the floor. Any questions, comments, or concerns you have? Because we hour, you know what I mean? We ain't go to 1, and I ain't go over to like 1:45. You know what I mean? I told you it wasn't gonna be a long, lesson like it usually is.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Can I get Zechariah chapter 4, verse 6?
Zechariah 4, verse 6. Khan.
This is the book of Zechariah. Let's see. Chapter 4 and verse 6. Then he answered and spake unto me, saying, This is the word of the Lord unto Zerubbabel, saying, Not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, said the Lord of hosts.
So, you know what I mean? All the guns in the world, all the push-ups in the world, anything carnal weaponry, the true power comes from Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You know what I mean? And he has given us, he didn't give us the spirit of fear, you know what I mean? Of sound mind. And knowing that through him, we can do all things. You know what I'm saying? And we have an eternal spirit. You know what I'm saying? It's eternal. It's been through plenty of generations and plenty of things. We've been here through regeneration. Even though we might not remember it, but we've been here. And that connection to all that is power. It's might. It's something that Esau doesn't have. You can't blame him because it wasn't given to him. You know what I mean? The Most High made him to be, just a dumb, like I say, a dumb jock that, I fight, I hit people. You know what I mean? He has no spiritual connection whatsoever. So that's his power. That's his, he was blessed with the sword, and he was blessed with, his level of violence that he just gives to anybody that steps in his way. But ours is different. Our power comes from Yahweh Shem Yahushai, from God, that they'll never be able to get. They will never be able to get it because it wasn't given to them. And that's why when they realize it, they're gonna be grabbing your shirt like, oh, hold on, I heard God is with you. Hold on, wait. They're gonna be grab the skirt of him that says he is a Jew. Explain this to me. What does that mean? What is a Sabbath? What is, why is that important that you do that? And you know what I mean? We asking all these questions and stuff like that. But they're gonna be enslaved, because they enslaved us. They touched the apple of the Most High's eye. So what's gonna happen to them? Slavery. Slavery's coming back in a righteous way. Nothing you can do about it. Excellent precept though, sis. The water.
I'll praise the Most High.
I'll praise.
Lucky.
Go ahead.
It sure would be nice if this time around
we can make the Most High proud and not fall into the same trap that our ancestors did.
That would be excellent. That would be like, it's like Jonah, you know what I mean? Having the whole city of Nineveh repent, you know what I mean? Hard-headed, stiff-necked, rebellious Israelites not testing the Most High, you know? And everybody knows it's kind of like you go to like we've been through Feast of Tabernacles, you know what I mean? Out there in the wilderness, and everybody has a part to play. You know what I'm saying? We all got to play our parts. You know what I mean? Oh, I don't feel like doing this. I'm so tired. Oh, it's some, just the complaining aspect. We just gotta, we gotta kind of look at where we've been. That's the thing. Like I was saying, do you not remember? You know what I mean? Look at, he split the Red Sea. We walked on dry land in the Red Sea. We didn't sink down to the bottom in the mirror of the Red Sea. He cleared it out, and we walked, and we're walking through water. And then when we got over the side, it collapsed on them. It wasn't no accident. It's not like he was holding it up and he's like, oh, I'm so tired. And then it just went down. And no, it was perfect timing. The Israelites made it over, and the Egyptians drowned at the bottom of the Red Sea. And you can see archaeological evidence at the bottom of the Red Sea, with chariots and stuff like that. So it's really like, yeah, I don't want to mess with anybody that could do something like that. So I'm just going to listen to what he has to say. But we get so proud. We're such a proud, pompous group of people. We're like, I'm an Israelite. I ain't got to listen to nobody. Yes, you do. The only reason you're an Israelite, the only reason you have that type of power is because of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Of course you have to listen to him. But we have people in our nation that say, I'm third in command underneath Yahweh Shai. Nobody is going to make it into the kingdom if I don't say they're making it in. And they're serious. I'm the comforter. I'm the, you know what I mean? Like, just, it's just
overthrown.
What's that?
They've been overthrown.
Yeah, and the Most High will take them out of here. You know what I'm saying? The Most High will take them out of here. But that mindset is dangerous. That's why, when brothers say, like, brother could be talking, I've seen this a million times, you know what I mean, at camp. And like, yeah, because if somebody with a red shirt and yellow hair came up here right now, I'll tell him to repent and come back to the Lord's statutes commandments. 2 seconds later, somebody with a red shirt and yellow hair walks by, like, and everybody's looking at him like, yo, you did that? You manifested that? And they say, all praise to the Most High, because it's the Most High that does this. It's when you start saying, yeah, I did that. Yeah, and I'll do it again if I have to. And you start, that starts swelling up, because you got like the sister brought out with the spirit. You got the spirit in you. That spirit is mighty, right? You got a mighty spirit in you that is connected to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So just because you say something and it manifests like that, that's all praises to the Most High. That ain't nothing you did. When we start, thinking that we bigger than who we are, that's when we mess up. And it's so many, I think it was Hezekiah, he was showing everybody what he had in his house and all this other stuff. And so what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you showing your enemies this for? Matter of fact, you showing them that, they're going to take all your stuff, so we can't, and Hezekiah was considered like a righteous king. You know what I'm saying? I say he didn't mess up, but he did a lot better than a lot of other kings. You know what I mean? But we just gotta not be, have that mindset when somebody says you did something good. Oh, yes, I did that. Thank you. That was all me. No, it's through the power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And if we can remember that, then we're good. And if we're in the wilderness, don't start, if brothers is going down that lane, you don't want to beat it over their head if they're not getting it. They weren't getting it out here when we're in Babylon, and they might not get it in the wilderness. But don't let that stop you from getting to the kingdom. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't like that person, man. See, I hate that person. They always doing that. And this guy, I ain't like him. I ain't like none of his videos anyway. And I ain't like it. I ain't like it. I ain't like. And you hating your brother. No, brother. We shouldn't even think about the Chick-fil-A out there in Babylon. That was Babylon. That had 50-some chemicals in it. You know what I mean? We think about what's going to be in the future in the kingdom. Don't worry about that. Nah, I want some Chick-fil-A, man. Don't stop talking to me and this, that, and the third. Go in peace, brother. You know what I'm saying? Don't allow that to bring you down. Because brother got that type of spirit where that crab in a barrel. I'm not making it to the kingdom. Even though we 5 minutes away from the kingdom, he'll bring you down. You know, don't let it happen. All right. Anybody have anything else you want to bring out while we're on?
Say what?
No, I'm saying if anybody else had anything else to bring out. Nah, we could pray the Lord's Prayer. All right. Appreciate y'all, you know what I mean, coming on and and staying up. Hopefully it was edifying. Hopefully you know how important faith is, and it ain't just no arbitrary, word you just grab out the sky. You know what I mean? Somebody's got to build up, man. Build up your faith in these last days. Look at all that's going on and know it's happening for your benefit. These things are happening for your benefit because God loves you. You know what I mean?
God.
Ishmael getting blown back in oblivion. So he can start all the fights he wants. I want to fight you guys. And then lost at the top of that. How are you in a march with hundreds and hundreds of people, thousands of people, right? And you end up fighting 15 dudes and you lose the fight. That doesn't make any sense. If you jump somebody, you're supposed to, they all should be on the ground by the time you leave. They all stood tall City Hall, took the damn Palestinian flag out the bull hand, started beating him with his own flag. I said, damn, them dudes in Chicago built different. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to WFI Chicago. Them hands was swinging.
You was there?
No, I wasn't there. I seen it on TV though. I seen the video. That John was doing it, And then of course the next time I went down to DC and some brothers went to Chicago. I mean, not some brothers, a lot of brothers went to Chicago. It was deep out there. And I don't think, they don't want no smoke, But Jake, the skinniest Jake is strong as I don't know what, man. We're just a different group of people, man. There's nothing that humbly speaking, like I'm just talking from like outside looking in, objectively speaking, Israelites ain't no joke, man. So just know that, you're built different. And also I wanted to talk to you about this too. We're changing, you know what I'm saying? Days go by. These aren't the same days that, it's normal day, Most High is changing us. If you're feeling anxious, you might be going through a series of depression, things of that nature, because things are changing as we speak. I was talking to a brother about this. Things are changing, so you're not going to feel the same. You know what I mean? So just keep in mind that a lot of brothers and sisters are feeling that. Do you know what I mean? So don't let it deter you. Don't let it, it's just me and, the woe is me spirit, because that's easy. It could jump on you. You know what I mean? But keep in mind, the Most High is changing things and changing us for the better. All right. So stay the course. Stay the course. Keep going. Don't stop. Get it. As the words of Uncle Luke. I know that's going off, but it's one, a little laugh thrown there. Don't stop, get it. We making it taking these things to the next level. All right. You got frustration, anxiety, you want to give it to the Most High, meditate, go on Sirach 20 verse 6 YouTube page, go down to the playlist, Next Level 2023. That's a playlist of 8 videos strictly for Israelites. It got curses in there. It got meditating terror in there. It got just breathing in there. It got scriptures in there. It's just to release all that tension, give it to the Most High. You feel better, and he gonna get the work. That's the way it works. All right. Point blank, period. Dash, comma. All right.
Yeah.
So, all right, we're gonna face the east. Does anybody have anything want to bring out? We're gonna face the east and pray. Pray the Lord's Prayer. All right. So I give you a couple seconds to get, prostrate. You want to get on your knees and pray. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Remember, maybe growing up, you got on your knees inside of the bed and prayed or whatever. That's a sign of submission to the Most High, and that's a good look. That's a good look. You know what I'm saying? Seems like you get, for me, my perspective, seems like I get further with my prayer when I get on my knees and pray. Even though my knees ain't as good as they used to be when I was a young boy, but it's a sign of submission. All right. So I'll give you a couple seconds to pray however you want. All right. All right. This is the Lord's Prayer in Paleo Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Mulapaka, Thaba'ah, Ratazayaka, Ayah, Aisha, Baratazah, Kawa, Ayah, Bashemayim, Nathananawa, Lacham, Kau, Yowam, Wasalafnawa, Kabawafinawa, Kasalafinawa, Kabawafinawa, Wala'a, Dabenawa, Banasayan 1, Abal, Hawashainawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalafwa, Wa'ala, Walapalaraf, Lai Walumnum, Amen.
Amen.
Lord Yahweh, we come to you humble, shamefaced. We appreciate everything that you are doing in the earth and that you're continuing to do. Baba Kashar, Baba Kashar, Baba Kashar, lift up the lowly, lift up the depressed, lift up the anxious of the children of Israel that are going through the changes that are happening in this world as Babylon sinks and the Israelites rise. Baba Kashar, give them comfort, give them guidance, give them knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Give them another level of faith. Give them eyes to see what you're doing on this earth and ears to hear. Baba Kashar, Baba Kashar, Baba Kashar, continue to destroy Esau, Amalek, Ishmael, the Hamites, the Moabites, the Ammonites, Japhites, all these heathen nations that played their part and had a hand in our captivity. Give them the curses off of us and onto them. And if it be your will, we will make it into the kingdom of heaven, sipping wine with Yahushua. And I can only imagine how delicious that wine is going to be. In Yahushua's name, we pray. Amen. Man, that wine probably crazy, man. I'm like, what? I don't know what that wine gonna taste like, but I'm telling you, I would love to try it out, and you know what I mean. So we all got our aims, right? So let's aim and focus, and we can't lose. We can't lose. We got the Most High. We cannot lose. If we don't got the Most High, we can't win. It's either he makes it real simple. Follow me and live, don't and die. So, and dying is one thing, is dying in your sin is a whole nother type of death that we don't want nothing to do. All right.
How are you?
So, brothers, I hope everybody was edified, sisters edified. If you learned one thing, done our job. November 12th, new moon. That's a Sunday. All right. So prepare for that. We rehearsing the righteous acts, following you know, in the steps of our righteous foreparents. And let's get it done. All right. So Khan.
Wow, the wife let me read for you.
Ah, man, I appreciate you I appreciate you reading, King. The water for that. You know what I mean? Stepping up. Appreciate you.
Mighty Elder.
The water. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. All right.
Praises.
All praises.
Well, great lesson, man, brother. Yo, man. I love when you get on here and speak the words of the Most High. You always got something insightful for us to learn from. All the time, Mighty King. All praise to the Most High God for having a brother like you up here.
All praise the Most High, King. I appreciate you, King. The water. Right. Let's keep on going. Let's not stop.
Hit it one time, Mike Allen.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, go on.
I know, brother got to do it.
Look. It can't happen. It can't happen. It's all you.
It's your turn now, Chaasadyah.
God.
Shalom, family.
Shalom,
You got this, Ak.
It's your turn, brother. It's your turn. You got it.
It's your turn, Ak. You got next, brother.
Me?
You got the juice now, brother.
God.
Man.
Hit it.
Roar for your God.
There you go.
God.
That's a carbon copy, man. Goodness gracious.
That man was being too modest.
My God, ain't nobody say that roar for your God like you say that roar for your God.
You brothers do it better than me, man. It's all in the spirit.
Oh man, I needed that. Thanks, y'all. Needed that. Feel better. Right on. All right, y'all. Hey, let's keep going, man. Let's keep going. Most High is with us. Like what that Caleb said. I believe Caleb said the Most High is with us. He not with them no more. You know what I mean? It's a new sheriff in town, and the Israelites got the cap breaking down